But I think people try to take it there sometimes, and when they do, everyone loses. And
that's how it is. Here we go. Once upon a groove on an old soul tune, I watch the pen move to shape the breakthrough. Who makes moves, maneuver in the right direction? The rest of you get left behind and messed up in this session. I'm not trying to make a difference. Maybe some pocket change.
Welcome on Drugcast Live.
Yeah!
Episode 152 now.
152.
I'm Travis.
I'm Donnie.
Donnie is Dylan tonight, or he is Donnie all times whenever he can. Dylan's unfortunately sick, and so Donnie was
I'm the sub.
to come and sub in.
Coming from the bench.
Actually, multiple times.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. This isn't a Janet Jackson, Michael Jackson thing.
Yeah. Have you heard that new Janet Jackson album? She sounds like they took Michael's vocal cords and had them implanted into Janet Jackson.
Thank
It's
God,
really
we needed another Michael Jackson.
Yeah, that's the newest auto-tune
I figured it was some weird Jackson family thing.
There's a Michael Jackson button.
She just hit puberty. And kicked in.
We're a podcast that takes place in bars and restaurants all over the world, is what I've always said, but really we've just been at Don's Depot for a while, although we're available for bookings wherever there's a restaurant or bar that doesn't mind us sitting in the corner and not engaging any other people, except for the people we might have on. Yes. Like the special people that we like to have drinks and talk with, or with whom. You put that together. To my left, we have Chris Lloyd coming back to the show.
Hey, Chris.
One of our favorite people in the whole world. In a little bit, we'll have our special guest. Not that Chris isn't special. But Chris,
I'm very special.
He's very special. Yeah. But like, it's been like 2 months now that you found our guest. His name is Rob Gannon.
Yeah,
He's going to be coming on in a little bit. And got him to agree to be on the show with blind. Which is pretty awesome, actually. Unless he started listening to the show, there's a reason why he's running late.
Roofies, they're not just for dating anymore.
Forget-me-nows. But yeah, so since Rob's running a little bit late, I figured we'd start early and then get a little bit of Chris. What have you been up to, man?
You know, hanging out, trying to make a buck.
Sure.
Trying to get some cocktails in me.
Yeah.
Right, watching the world go round. Yeah. Politics.
So we met Chris during a South by Southwest. For people who are uninitiated, we were South by Southwest. We were lucky to meet him and to bring him into our little weird rinky-dink family. You were introduced to me as a person who has this really awesome semi-by-month weekly thing, a drunk tour.
Yeah.
I know that you also work for, Evil Corporation, but you have this drunk tour you do on Saturdays.
Sure.
And when we first talked to you about it, you didn't want to give any information out because you wanted to keep it exclusive or safe and secret.
That's true. That's true.
But I did see someone leaked a video of you giving the spiel of all the rules. How did you feel about that? Were you okay with that? Was it on Google Glass? Did you not notice?
It was no. I didn't know he was recording a video. And I certainly didn't think he was going to post it. Like, I thought he just got excited or something. But when he actually put the whole thing up, we're just going to count on the fact that probably most people that have seen that have already been on it.
Right.
And I mean, that'd have been weird. Like, if I got all uppity about that.
It's not exactly tearing up the YouTube charts.
Right.
Like
No.
Hasn't
He
gotten a
doesn't
million
have very
views.
big subscribers.
Yeah.
He's German, so maybe Hasselhoff's seen it. But that could be a plus.
Oh, God, that'd be awesome, right?
Right?
Yeah.
You guys would come if Hasselhoff was on
If
the tour.
Hasselhoff was there, I would have to hassle the Hoff.
Yeah.
Oh, my
I'd have
God.
to be there.
Yeah.
He'd probably school us. Like, Hassel knows
Yeah.
how to drink, as
He
far as I
knows.
can tell,
Yeah.
Oh,
from
yeah.
what I've seen of him on YouTube.
Well, the night would end with us eating hamburgers off the floor, right? I mean, it
Which-
would have to.
God, I hope so.
Yeah.
You
I
would
mean,
think.
I have a bucket list for a reason, Tony. That'd be really nice. Okay, so you were okay with it? Yeah.
I mean,
as much as you can.
yeah.
It's out of your hands.
I wish he hadn't done it, but I don't think that's going to do anything. I don't think, I was interested in this, but now, forget that. Now the drama's gone.
You mean anybody can go on the internet and see what the rules are? Come on. It's no longer
I'm not
Platinum
going to go all
Club.
Scientology on him or anything like that.
I didn't sign up for the Platinum plan to have it leaked on the internet what I was doing at some point in the future.
Or at least YouTube Red. Have you heard about this?
Oh, yeah.
So would
Wow.
would you say that Google has started a red tube?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the joke, right?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You got to pay for it.
I mean, yeah.
No one even tried, right? Like, I mean, they had to have. They can't not know about it.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
some person was like, yeah, we know there's a red tube, but we're doing it anyway.
Yeah.
It was like the last, until Google finally changed their logo after. How long has Google been around? 20 plus years?
Since like 898. So
Oh, 98. Okay, so less than
Yeah.
20 years. But since they changed the logo, or before they changed the logo, excuse me, that logo was fucking stupid looking. Like, the new one I don't like so much, but like I've always loved the old one from nostalgia's sake. But it kind of
Just
looked.
you're so used to it.
Achewood, there's a webcomic called Achewood, and they gave Google this special award for surely your mom did that last second because you forgot that you had a science project in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, the old Google logo was just like, well, here's some letters and some colors, and then fuck it, we're going to do everything else. You know, so, sorry, what?
No.
So like this RedTube, excuse me, YouTube Red was like it was literally like last seconds, like, oh, we got to name it. Like, surely you had some person working on the name forever, like some nephew. You
There's
know?
whole companies that do nothing but name things.
Yeah, I
and
know.
Google could probably afford that service.
Well, maybe all of them had non-competes with Apple, because Apple would probably have done something besides YouTube Red.
Right.
They'd have the iTube or something. Like,
Yeah.
It just should have been a name that someone else should have listened to, like, and said no to. You know, at least more than 3 people, like the guy with the money, the guy with the money, the guy who's run the project, and then like his brother. And he's like, hey, what would you call it? And he's like this, and like, keep going.
Run.
It should have been one more person.
It was like after the Christmas party, and they're all just like, whatever.
Right. I mean, go with it. Yeah.
What?
No one's gonna stop using our
We're
search
gonna
engine.
make money anyway.
Exactly,
Like, who
yeah.
cares?
So with the recent Back to the Future Day that we just had, did that hit you a little bit harder because your name is Chris Lloyd?
No, it made my Marty McFly costume like double ironic.
Yeah.
Right, but no, it was
Alternate universe, really.
right. Yeah, it was like through. Yeah. No, it was kind of a bummer, right? Like, it was totally fun, right? Like, the internet got behind it, mostly healthy.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie, like after the fun went away and you take off the costume, you're like, oh crap, I'm just old.
Yeah,
and
it's just 2015 now,
This will
actually.
never come back. Like, it's not like next year's gonna be awesome. Like, nope,
Right.
that was it. It just
Yeah.
happened that once.
Nothing
and
else to look
now,
forward
now
to.
we're over.
No nostalgic movies happened in 2016 that I can remember. So.
Free Jack Day is coming, so that'll be.
Oh, really?
Was that too weird a reference?
I mean, I don't remember the date as well as you probably
I know.
do. Yeah. Free Jack Day. Well, when was Running Man is the next one, as of 2017.
Okay, Running Man.
Yeah, by 2017 is when we're going to
As in
be.
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, the Schwarzenegger one. Yeah.
Well,
Is
that-
eventually going to be a problem.
that's got to be an internet page somewhere, right? Like dates of movies or something.
Yeah, something's got to happen.
Well,
'cause-
it's probably a new thing. I'd say that they're putting not just the internet, the time the movie came out, but what we should be looking forward to. Like, this is the first one. I think like Back to the Future was the first one. Was like, now, here are the things, the prerequisites for 2015, October 21st. Why the fuck don't we have these things?
Right,
like,
right,
well,
right.
that's not necessarily the most important thing, except for when the Cubs got close and everyone was like, oh my God, Cubs, you know.
Oh, I still think the Florida
Marlins.
Florida didn't even have a team back when they made that move.
That's true. I
that's-
forgot about that. That's funny.
Too bad the Marlins sucked this year.
yeah.
Man.
They really blew it. I'm disappointed in you, Marlins.
You should know better,
Pooped on
Marlins.
destiny.
I think it's just funny that about 6 months ago, all the companies were like, "Oh crap, we better make something for this." So Nike did their shoes.
Yeah.
Lexus did the hoverboard.
I mean, they went crazy, right?
Yeah,
They had
yeah.
a whole thing at Universal Studios.
Yeah.
It was on
Yeah.
Kimmel.
They made the Jaws 19 thing. USA Today had a special paper that came out.
They had the paper, and then they had a second
not see that?
section that they filled out with things that weren't in the movie but could have been.
Right. But the front page was a picture of Marty McFly getting arrested. It's like local teen arrested.
Ah.
It
from
was the
second
special
movie.
Hill Valley edition
Yeah.
of the
So
USA
fun.
Today.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, right?
And it's cool for everyone to get into it, you know. And then the next day, like I say, it's like, oh shit, all of those movies took place in the past.
Now we're done.
100% of them.
We're going to die.
Now we just look forward to Running Man. Hopefully, all of our prisoners are put in a special game where they have to kill each other or die themselves.
It's just too bad the internet wasn't around or in its current form on August 29th, 1997, whenever we could have celebrated Skynet becoming self-aware and stuff.
sure.
Oh.
Nuclear war.
No,
That-
those movies just prove that Skynet should be a secret.
Yeah.
You know, like, because we shouldn't know until we do know. Although, was it Google or NASA? Someone actually came out with a Skynet thing, like, as a goof. And a lot of the internet was like, no.
Yeah.
Don't ever even do it as a goof.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the company sells Soylent. Like,
Yeah.
all right, we understand you're making a powdered drink.
That gets
supposed
all
to-
your nutrition.
It's
Too soon.
nutritionally perfect, but yeah, just
Don't call it Soylent.
don't call it Soylent. Yeah.
Because it's people.
Yeah.
It's made out of
Don't dive into
It's
it.
the same people that named it YouTube Red. They all got in the room. Yeah. We're like, yeah. Troll Naming Corporation.
Let's go ahead and take our first break. Let's wait for Rob to show up, and then we can continue with more. Let's drunk the cast.
All right.
Break.
Great. Wipe the dust off the canvas and wait till we break.
The only winning move is to not drink.
Been on this deep groove, and the night's new. What a feeling, what a nice mood. A bad boom rock, we're here to rock you. It's like, damn, what a vibe. Woo. I got my own.
Welcome back to the show, everybody.
Yeah.
Segment 2 of Drunkcast Live, the Double Deuce.
Double deuce. Yes.
Still hanging out with Donnie, still hanging out with Chris Lloyd. I'm still Travis, and we've got a special guest.
I'm Rob Gagnon.
Rob Gagnon, God damn it.
Hey.
God damn Rob Gagnon. Very happy to have you here. I'm sorry you had some problems with Uber.
I don't ride Uber a whole ton. I usually borrow my girlfriend's car because a tree fell on mine.
How long ago did that happen?
Yeah, I've heard that one before.
I think a tree fell on my dog, which ate my homework, which was about my car.
It happens.
Yeah, there was back when we had all those storms. I mean, listen, I should have gotten another car by now.
Yeah.
It was the flooding
Memorial Day?
back in May.
Yeah.
And there was some flooding, and a tree fell on my car, and it ended up being like a thing where it's like, oh, like it's totaled, so the insurance company is going to give me some money, and then I was like, I just got so anxious because I only had like $2,000 from the insurance. Not that that's no money, but it's like, what kind of car am I going to get?
Right. What kind of more than two-wheeled car can you get?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
What's the Ford Fiesta market looking like?
Yeah. How can I modify a sophisticated
Two
lawnmower?
or 3 year old
Right.
Kia, just something, point A to point B. I'm a simple guy.
And it's Kia spelled K-E-A. It's just that some guy rigged it up. And so I just like kept holding off. And my girlfriend, who's just this wonderful, wonderful lady, Ariel Greenspoon, she was like, oh, we'll work it out. And she drove me to work. And then I'd walk home from work. And it's like 15, 20 minutes, but it's Texas. It doesn't rain often. And I was like, oh, I can do that.
Yeah.
And so it just kept working out to the point where it's like, I'm going to keep this $2,000 and wait until I have like $3,000 and get a real nice car.
Yeah.
And now I just still have nothing.
Yeah.
But it's okay. What are you going to do?
A lot of Uber rides.
A lot of, yeah.
$2,000 worth of Uber
This
rides.
was like my third Uber ride ever, and I didn't realize, like, I was just watching the map, and I saw this car, like, going towards me, and then they stopped. They went the wrong direction. I was like, oh, it's going to take longer. And then they went, like, in the other weird direction, like the other wrong direction, and just kept going. And I texted her, I was like, hey, are you still coming? And she's like, oh, they sent me on another thing. And I was like, clearly I don't understand Uber at all.
That is
weird. Wow.
They can do that?
Do you
They
live in
can
a dangerous neighborhood?
I don't. I'm like the last person in the Hyde Park area.
Oh, I'm in there
That's,
too.
Yeah,
good.
that's paying less than $1,000 for our little 2-bedroom apartment.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
Oh.
yeah.
That's
Wow.
unbelievable.
That's awesome.
Less than $1,000. Yeah, I mean,
shit,
we have
yeah.
a leaky roof or whatever, but like
And some raccoons and whatever. Yeah.
couple raccoons. But they're a pair and they take care of each other. And
Sure.
they're not dependent on us.
Sure.
It's cute.
Nice, the same sex, and they're just really sweet.
They pull themselves up
cookies
by their
and
little
stuff.
raccoon bootstraps.
Yeah, with their thumbs that they have.
Of course.
It's the feel good story of the year.
Tracy Morgan's going to be back to voiceover work any minute now. What was that gerbil movie? Or was it a hamster movie?
I mean, yeah, it's the same.
I'm a
difference,
preschool teacher, so like I know I'm up to date on all these like kid movies. But, yeah.
I do want to get into who you are and what you do. We have 3 questions for everyone who's been on the show for the first time. First one is, what are you drinking?
So I got a whiskey on the rocks. I got here, like you said, I was like behind the clock, so I'm thinking we're not mixing Coke with anything. So I just
sir.
got a whiskey on the rocks.
Game time.
And we're game timing it. And although if I'm drinking at home, I try to go with like not liquor because you can get into that way too fast.
Oh, yeah.
But
Sure.
you know,
Yeah,
doing
sure.
a drunk cast, come on. Let's get to the whiskey.
Catch
on the
up
rocks.
to yeah.
This guy
Yeah.
gets it. Yeah.
Second question is, what is your spirit animal?
Okay, and my spirit animal is a sea lion.
Nice.
My favorite animal is a monkey, but I realized my spirit animal is a sea lion. Do you? Is this a thing people answer real quick and you go on to the next thing, or should I tell?
No,
a
explain
quick-
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. If you don't, then I ask
you
you to.
clearly
Yeah.
thought about this.
Yeah, I thought about this. So I was at a zoo, and I've always liked the sea lion. They're just kind of cool. I love water
Yeah.
and everything, but that's not enough to be like, I like water. This is a water animal. I'd have a million spirit animals. That was the case. I was just like, but
Manatee
I saw
and narwhal.
yeah, Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be all of them. That's not fair. That's not how. That's unfair to spirit
That's
animals.
not. Yeah. Then that would be appropriation.
Just greedy.
What's the spirit in that, gentlemen? So I saw this sea lion show. It's actually one specific sea lion that I am, because there was this guy. He used like these different European words to get these sea lions to like jump up, and they loved fish, obviously. And so he was having all these animals
Racist.
do all these tricks. Totally racist, ceasist. And they were doing all these tricks to get these fish. And there was one sea lion that stood out in the middle of the show, and he wasn't supposed to do this. I assume it's a guy, by the way. It could have been a female.
Sure.
I don't know. So it's this sea lion, this dude sea lion. He's on a rock platform in the middle of like their big production area, like the whole show centered around this rock, and he's just planted himself there. And about every 15, 20 seconds, he just goes,
It's like the sea lion version of the Lion King.
yeah, he was the Elton John of this group belting out a tune. And so he's there, and he's doing his thing, and like every minute or so it would work. Like he'd break down this trainer, it would just go, Jesus, Gary, and throw him a fish or whatever. And I feel like that's me. Like I know I'm supposed to be doing all these tricks, and you'll get the right amount of fish, just do a little flip, but I'd rather get on a little stage and go, and every now and again you get a little whiskey from Drunk Cast, and you just keep going. So
That's how we want to be remembered too. Actually, the trainer is just like, all right, just drink.
Yeah, the European trainer. That's
Yes,
y'all.
yeah.
The lost cause of sea lions.
Everyone else jumps
Perfect.
through hoops and just drink. The third question is supposed to be unique to you. Hopefully, you'll never hear it again in an interview or otherwise. What is your least worst fear?
Hold on. Talk to me again.
What's your least worst fear?
My least worst fear. So this is a fear that I've got that it's not a huge deal.
It's like on the list. If you have 100 fears, hopefully
Yes.
you don't, because
Yeah.
counseling. Number one would be the lowest
Okay.
on a scale. I should have said that backwards. Anyway, the lowest fear you have.
Yeah, the least significant.
Yeah.
But it's
The
real.
one-
but it's like.
it's a-
but it still is
That's
real.
Yeah.
Mine would be wet clothes. I hate wet clothes.
Which clothes?
It's awful. Well,
All of them?
I think it's going back to when you're a little kid and you're like in the snow and you're romping around. I grew up in New England,
Sure.
and you're romping around, and then like the heat from your body kind of wets the snow or warms up the snow that was on like your sleeves or your socks or your
Whatever
shoes.
that inner layer is.
Yeah, it gets into that.
little
Oh, it gets
soggy-
into that
yeah.
inner layer. Oh no, guys, I'm having a physical reaction right now to the thought of it.
It sounds like it's more than.
Yeah, no.
Man, you
torqued up here.
My worst fear. You shouldn't. Let's not even get into it. I just start flipping tables. Oh, I will fight all of you.
That's sea lion in you. Yeah.
I can't stand that. And one time I was taking a shower. My girlfriend, she's also a comedian, and we were taking a shower, or I was taking a shower, and she came home, and I was in the shower, and she knows that I don't like this, and she got into the shower, not in a sexy way at all, got into the shower fully clothed, so the water was going on her clothes, and it wasn't physically affecting me, but I was just watching her get like her sweat shirt and her pants, her jeans, sweatshirt and jeans, clearly not sexy, and it's just getting wet, and I'm going, no, don't, why are you?
It was like an empathic thing. Yeah.
Oh, I guess that's proof I love my girlfriend. But what a jerk she is.
Wait, did she do that because she knows, or did she do that because otherwise it could be kind of romantic? Like, despite all odds, I'm going to get in the shower with you.
No, she knows. She knew. Yeah, she knew for sure.
No benefit of the doubt there.
No. Thank you, though. She'll appreciate that.
Sure.
Yeah, you're a good man.
That's funny. I only go as far as socks. Wet socks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wet,
wet socks are
That's
the
exactly
worst,
what I was
yeah.
saying. I was like,
No
wet
good.
socks is annoying.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no good. Especially if you have wet socks in your shoes and you know you're going to wear them for a while. It's not like I'm
Right.
about to be home.
Right.
Kind of walk around in these wet socks all day.
Because what do you do? Just stick them in the.
Yeah.
There's no oven, right?
It's like-
right, guys?
No.
It's like I
There's
stepped
no
in a
sock
puddle
oven.
and now I have to go work for 8 hours. You know that.
I'm a very simple guy. I have these certain Pumas that I like to buy. I buy the same pair once the other pairs roll out. But I only know that the pairs that I have are broken when the soles split.
Right.
when it rains.
Yeah.
So literally the only time I know to replace the shoes is after I've had a whole day outside of my house at
Yeah.
work just with the wettest shoes. And I have fans because I work with cubicles and stuff. So I take the fan, take my shoes off, and just hope. It doesn't work.
No, it never works. It almost makes it worse because your hope is there.
Exactly.
But you know
It's a little
not
chilly
everything.
too after all of that.
You know, it's fine as long as the socks dry out. I don't care. I'll freeze to death. It's fine.
You'll freeze to death. It'll be you frozen with your hand holding up a dry sock.
Yeah.
Bitter.
Like Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Danny.
Hey.
Wet socks. Something,
Yeah, I
something.
hear you, man.
Well, you answered all those questions correctly.
Yeah, no.
Oh, that was correct.
And very thoroughly too.
Excellent.
I might add.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those weren't flippant responses.
We were on the verge of rambling, but you wrangled me.
You got
wrangled
it.
me.
You got it, man.
Yeah,
Tightened in like a laser.
Yes. As fired by a sea lion. Yeah. They still shoot lasers, right?
lasers.
Sea lions? Oh yeah, they're shooting lasers. Good.
Freaking sea lions.
I couldn't remember my
Laser beams.
geography. So, you are from New England originally.
Yes. There's a basketball. There's a college, UConn, University of Connecticut.
Sure.
And they're famous for their women's basketball team, like just annihilates everybody all the time.
Okay.
And their men's basketball team has won some championships themselves, but this women's basketball team, like they're on the cover of Sports Illustrated once a year because they go like undefeated. They set the record for like undefeated wins in a row. They're just ridiculous. Yeah.
Sure.
Kind of a big
So
deal.
I got kind of a big deal. You may not have heard of them. They're kind of a big deal. And
Basketball
and-
hipster.
Yeah, I grew up right next to like my high school is like touching their. They had a relationship. That college and my high school is touching
Sure,
each other.
sure.
And
So if their college got herpes, yeah.
yes, yeah. A lot of big rampant herpes in that area. So
I don't mean to interrupt. I love the fact that the way he went was with herpes, and I kept thinking like that would make an awesome '80s movie about these two warring basketball teams and the
Yes.
love that breeds in between, and like of course like maybe somehow the guy who owns one of the basketball teams like unless you beat my son at basketball, we're going to tear your school down.
just judging from that, I'm guessing you don't play a ton of sports.
Not really. No.
You must be my son, and then a legend. Look at it.
No,
It's kind of like that.
I ski a lot, so you know.
Oh yeah, man. So given my wet clothes thing, skiing,
It's the
such
worst.
a
Oh, that's
tough,
a bad one.
Yeah,
That's
such
a
a tough.
bad
In
one.
my ski boots, which I'm troning around in, is no good. It's no good.
Sorry, go back to episode.
Oh no, I mean so I was working at a community center with like I would work in the teens. I would go to school. I would get out. I'd work at the teen center. Then I'd go work in the old folks gym, all at this community center. And so it's just people talking about like the UConn women's basketball team. And there's no New York Jews. Why am I doing that?
I just came from the deli. Have you seen the women's team?
There's
Oh
a
my
deli.
God.
I can't believe we got a deli. I had no idea.
It's a little expensive.
It's a secret deli. Don't tell anybody.
The salami is like a B+.
Man, what I would give that's one thing I miss about the Northeast is because I love the breakfast taco. Love the breakfast
Sure,
taco.
yeah, sure.
But the breakfast sandwich is not done as often around here. And a good like biscuit breakfast sandwich. Oh my God. Oh, delicious.
What's your perfect breakfast sandwich?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, listen. I would have a hard time answering questions if you weren't asking all the right ones. This is perfect. So I love I love the biscuit first of all.
Sure.
Love the biscuit, and that's something the South does so well. I love the biscuit, and then I'm gonna put on either you got egg and cheese. I like American cheese, but a quality American cheese like Land O'Lakes American. If you're going with like a
Not a
craft,
craft,
peel
yeah.
it apart. It's gonna be tough to look past it.
Right.
And then
Right.
I'll go with a sausage patty or well done bacon. Any floppy bacon people here?
No,
I'm
no,
not
it's got to be crispy.
No.
You're a
It's gotta
floppy
be- yeah,
bacon.
I'm floppy bacon,
How
absolutely.
where's your head at? I'm genuinely curious.
I don't, just some people like it charred, and
Yeah.
I like a little chew.
You
a
like
little
chew.
taffy to
the
it. I don't
taste
know.
I feel changes so much. You know
I
what?
call
though?
I call floppy bacon Al Qaeda bacon actually.
Wow.
Flip floppy
Which
bacon.
is
We might
interesting, 'cause
have-
I'm pretty sure Al Qaeda doesn't eat bacon.
That's a good point.
It's the Al Qaeda of bacon.
Which makes it even worse. I guess we'll say.
right.
It's the bacon they won't eat.
I feel like you hit it on the head though. You know exactly what you like about it though. You like a floppy. You like the chew. You like the chew to it.
It's just it's bacon bits, and it's
Yeah.
like it doesn't have. It adds texture, I guess. I enjoy bacon bits on a salad, but not like as a standalone breakfast side.
Okay.
I cannot argue with you because you're being yourself. How could I possibly?
That's how I roll, Sea Lion. That's how I roll.
Oh shit!
Toss me some bacon.
That sea lion sound means we have to take a quick break. I actually need to record that so I can just have that as a, just in case if anyone says the wrong word, I could just use this. You've been sea lion. Get the fuck out. Let's take a quick break, and we'll come back a little bit more podcast.
All right.
break.
There's a story, Glenn, right?
Yeah.
He's seen some stuff.
He's seen a couple things.
Slowly sewing my name on the quilt grades. Wipe the dust off the canvas and wait till he breaks. Like damn, what a vibe. Woo! I got my old soul shoe tripping on his deep groove.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Yay! Segment 3, The Fighting 3. We're still hanging out with Donnie, still hanging out with Chris, we're still hanging out with Rob. And Rob's going to tell us about his dark past as an assassin. No,
Yes, I was. that's the assassin. Well, I shot some people.
That's a
and
reformed assassin,
I
yeah.
killed them. I killed them dead. Sent thank you notes to all their families.
you can go to Rob Gagnon, comedy.com. I don't know why I can't say any of those words except for Rob. Rob is an easy word. And go to /videos. You can see a lot of the stuff he's done for more than 5 years, really.
Yeah, can I actually also just give
Please.
a plug? So I started a show called Sandbox, and I know we'll plug that later and all this kind of stuff. But like my most recent
right here.
passion and thing that I'm into is making like these little weird lo-fi, low-quality videos for my show Sandbox that I do, and you can check that out on YouTube at Sandbox ATX. I guess there's no .com. It's just Sandbox ATX on YouTube. But I just started getting back into like the idea of just making these short little dumb videos.
Sure.
But we were talking about was it mime stuff or
Specifically, we're talking about in the videos you can find from this page. You'll find
Yes.
mime stuff, a biopic, and there's two separate videos, and then the entire biopic about a person who's
The trailer.
yeah.
We were doing this mime stuff video years ago. The theater that I work with a lot is TNM, the New Movement. It's over on 7th and Lavaca, and they have a theater in New Orleans as well. And I didn't even know that existed. I took a trip down to New Orleans to visit my buddies who were doing like Habitat for Humanity,
Right.
and I had just gone through a bad breakup, and I was like, I want to make a video while I'm here. And just like a bitter, sullen guy, just like, I want to make a video while we're here. And I'm not from New York.
Just
but
roll.
you
Just roll the camera.
Just roll it. And we is Janine here? No, I'm just kidding.
Surprise! Bring her out.
Jerry's turning the springer.
This
Rob
podcast
Gagnon,
just
this
took a
is
turn.
your life.
So I this really is Drunkcast. Oh no! So I made this video called Mime Stuff where he just shot me in the streets of New Orleans, which I look at so differently now that I've been there like a dozen times. Pretending to be a mime, going, mime stuff, get your mime stuff here, which a mime would never do. And so I think I thought that was very clever, and I was like, let's make this into 3 way too long videos, and I did. But a buddy of mine just recently, this is like the thing where like the ether is shared between all of us and the whole world and all that kind of stuff. Because a buddy of mine just 10 minutes ago, before I got here, I was riding over in my Uber that was late, and he said, "Do you remember mime stuff?" ? And then you bring it up right here. It's incredible.
That's
to me.
Kismet, Lesleman.
That's Kismet. Oh, to give this Kismet a B+. But yes, mime stuff. I still like that very much, just because I was even less experienced than I am right now then, and I don't know. It was a weird, cool thing.
And it came up because I was really appreciating the fact that even as old as it was, what you guys were doing, like, that it was still really clean. Like the way it was separated was actually still really clean. There was a good if not narrative, there was a good concept of what it was supposed to be. Like,
Yeah.
and for something like, I don't know what you've done since or before 2009 or whatever it was.
Sure. I don't either.
But I thought it was really good, and I also really enjoyed the Yotivational speaker Ralph Pendergrass.
Yes, that was like I had hooked up with this group called the Talent Loop, and
Yeah.
it was when I first moved to Austin, and they were like, "Oh, we want to do videos for you," and I spent from the beginning of my time with them all the way till the end, which was not like a ceremonious ending. I wouldn't call it unceremonious though, but it was, we just kind of faded.
Penultimate ceremony? No.
Penultimonious, and but they were just like, "Oh, we want to help you like do stuff," and I didn't. I think I had like trust issues. I was just like, I couldn't believe that somebody wouldn't like be trying to F me. Can I say F me?
Oh, you can say fuck you.
I couldn't believe someone wouldn't be trying to fuck me. So I was just like,
I feel like that every night.
yeah.
That's the spirit.
Yeah.
So well, you should understand. But I couldn't.
Floppy bacon lover.
That's why Alexis Bacon. I couldn't understand.
Microphone fell.
I never trusted them enough to do good work, but they were like fantastic with editing and filming and all this kind of stuff. So I've been very fortunate to like be scooped up by people that are like, oh, we like what you do and we want to make more stuff with you. And now I
People
think
who see what you're worth.
I guess, yeah. Now I'm at the point where I'm like, oh, okay, someone might want to help you, and that's good. And my dad didn't abuse me. My mom didn't abuse me. I don't understand where these issues came from. I guess
how you became funny in the first
a
place.
bad breakup. Yeah, I guess.
Janine.
The womb and I broke up, and since then it's been no good.
All downhill.
Yeah, I give my
the
mom a little shot in the stomach every time I see her. No, that's not true. Come on. She'll never listen to this. She doesn't love me. I don't know why I'm funny.
Maybe she hates you just enough to find out why she should hate you some more. I mean, we need all the listeners we can get. So.
Rob's mom?
The Christian comic is another one of the videos, if you keep going up. Like, Christian comic was in 2012. Mr. Austin's funniest person, or funniest people, I guess, to be more inclusive.
Yes. Yes.
Christian comic. And so, like I was saying before, I found Robert A.J. Gagnon, and I was like, is that based on it? What was it like, if you don't mind me asking you, is he here right now? Can we talk to him?
Oh, Glenn? Oh, wait. Glenn! Glenn!
Oh, he's not
He's
here.
talking to somebody about not drinking. Let me get him over here real quick.
So when you filmed him doing the show, or this
You're
bit-
all talking about me?
Oh, hey, Glenn, what's up, man?
Oh, hey. Hey there, I'm Glenn Gibson. What a treat it is to be here. What are y'all doing? I see someone, a couple of you got cigarettes over here, and I see someone smoking out of a robot. Are you okay, sir? It's going to be sucking out of some kind of a battery robot.
Are robot cigarettes in the Bible? Is that okay?
The robot cigarettes, they're still out on the Bible, but I would guess that Jesus would raise an eyebrow to that, sir. That's my suspicion. He would give a quick Scooby-Doo sound to that one from Jesus. That's what I would guess.
A quick zoinks.
Yeah, a quick Will Smith. A quick Tim Allen to that, sir. That's what I would guess.
Quick Tim Allen.
But it's good. It's good to be here, and y'all seem to be in good health. That's a positive.
So,
That's a
Glenn, when
plus.
did you meet Rob originally?
Well, Rob and I, we met a ways back, and he kept telling me I got to do comedy, and then I would just get up there and preach, and I got a couple jokes in my preaching, but he kept saying, "Oh, you're hilarious, and I was kind of offended.
Like the Power Team.
Yeah, the Power Team. What's that?
The Power Team. The
Jesus, Son, the Holy Ghost. The Power Team.
The Power Team. Remember the Power Team? They're a Christian group of muscle men who would rip telephone books in half for Jesus. Yeah.
Oh, my enemies. You're talking about my enemies?
No, for Jesus.
Oh no, I remember these guys. They were charlatans.
They seem like
can we swear? They were charlatans. Yes, and they would. They're from Charlotte, and they were terrible guys. And they would come around and they'd say, "Hey, we're going to need a couple phone books for the show, Glenn." And I'd say, "Sure, I collect them." And I'd give them my prized phone books, and they rip them apart, and they go, "Find Christ." And I would say, fellas, could this possibly be what Jesus would want in this scenario? And I doubt it was.
They probably said no under their breath.
Yeah, they would. They stomped me good. They stomped me.
I'm so sorry, Glenn. It sounds like you came from hard times.
I did.
God brings us trials, and we have to suffer
He
through
works in
them.
mysterious ways.
Yeah, but have you had that Christ blood yet? Sweet, good stuff. I'm planning on going home. Y'all drinking alcohol, it looks like here. I go home, I drink a big thing of Christ blood. That's how I get my jollies.
A gallon or so. Yeah.
Just a cup, just chugging a little Christ blood. My wife,
Just enough to feel it in the cheeks.
she'll
Yeah.
come home and she'll say, I can see your teeth are a little purple. You've been drinking that Christ blood. And I say, it's fresh. It's fresh. Don't worry about it. And so sometimes she'll ferment it and she won't tell me, and she slips it to me on my birthday. But she's been doing it so long. How can I blame her? I know it's coming. I like it.
She's sweet. She's a sweet
I
lady.
like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I've sinned.
But
on this
Glenn,
very
thank you for coming
podcast.
on and talking to us for a bit.
Oh yeah, no problem. Oh, hold on. I've got to go over there. Sir, God, Jesus. I was glad.
He's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. He
A
means
bit of
well.
a character.
Kind of dark.
A little dark. Yeah, darker than.
There's a story, Glenn, right?
Yeah.
He's seen some stuff.
He's seen a couple things. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's did a big tour in Africa.
Do you think he could
saving
come on
people.
the show sometime? Just
Glenn?
the whole show? Yeah.
Yeah, Glenn would totally be up for coming out. Hey, I'll
For
tell
a
you.
whole like hour and a half.
It's
yeah.
been a while since Glenn's been out, frankly, John. but it was real fun talking to him.
So was he your Uber driver? Like,
Yeah, he was going all around. He followed a hooker for 20 blocks in the wrong
he
direction.
was
I was
witnessing.
like, he was witnessing to her.
Eddie Murphy. Yeah.
No, it's not. It's
Eddie
not
Murphy.
Good. It's not good for him.
That was a reference.
It was a deep cut. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Speaking of deep cuts, have you seen Christ on the Cross?
Glenn.
Glenn, get out of here.
Come on, Glenn.
He's
All right.
gone.
We're having a good time.
He's gone.
So I mean, do you think of yourself as like a comedian, or do you see yourself going that way, or do you see yourself going more down the video kind of sketch route?
I've done enough things with traditional stand-up comedy to know it's about consistency. So we're talking shop here. We're just going to straight up talk shop for a second.
We're shop talkers.
For me, I'll do a joke and it'll go really well for like 4 or 5 times in a row, and you're like, surely 5 times in a row I've got this figured out. And maybe that's part of the problem.
Sure.
Is that I think I've got that.
So
bit
you get a
figured
little
out.
overconfident.
Maybe you get maybe you get over.
Yeah.
Not. I guess you get so confident that you start forgetting the ways that you're telling it, the inflections, all these
Right.
things,
Sure. Yeah.
which you're reminded are truly important. But I think some of the best people at it, they're just themselves every time, and that's why it works. And so I think like if I'm going to do traditional stand-up comedy, I need to get to the point where it's like I've solidified my voice or whatever, but I've got no voice, guys. That's why I'm thinking.
I'm out of things
that's
to
why
say.
I'm thinking it's. I don't even know how I spoke that sentence. It's one of those. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about, guys.
So apparently, what you need to do is you need to be the Sean Penn of Robert De Niro's of comedy.
Of Michael Jordan's.
If
Yeah.
I could,
Michael-
if I could be the Sean Penns of Robert De Niro's, throw in a little Bugs Bunny in there, and I could have a thing going. But for
Can you-
now, it's like
Can you improv all of space?
hey, a couple stars out there. Oh, you got a moon? A moon's moon. I feel like I don't know if it's gonna happen or whatever. Like whatever kind of a thing is gonna happen. First, I need to accept that it doesn't need to happen, which I feel like
Sure. It's the
if
first-
you're
it's the
enjoying
first
your
step.
life
Yeah.
and you're enjoying the work you do and you're putting out things you like, then then you're good to go. And these are the ramblings of a drunk person. I'm not drunk right now specifically,
Sure.
but
Just
this is
prefacing.
perfect for the drunk cast because this is what I tell myself on white wine at midnight. I go, "No, I'm gonna find it. It's gonna be doing what I want to do."
You walk in the bathroom, you stare in the mirror, you go, this guy right here, he's gonna do it.
And my girlfriend's in the shower with all her clothes on. Just stop talking.
You didn't actually know she was a never nude. She never shared that with you except at one time when you were creeped out by it.
And
Yeah.
I had the worst reaction was to make it about myself. The same sounds. That was harmony. Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's funny. I think it's funny you can't find your voice because, like, even your about page doesn't even sound like you writing about yourself.
Oh, okay.
Because
Yeah.
you've created so much You know, like I'll bring it up for you guys to see.
Stabbing blindly in the dark is what I call it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Associate professor of New York. No.
Doctor, the good doctor.
But yeah, okay, so you have a bunch of them. The 1 hour comedy festival, which I heard about before. I didn't know if you're attached to it.
I created that. Yeah.
Stoned versus drunk versus sober, which is a big push now, right?
We should involve y'all somehow.
I mean, I don't know where we would fit in that.
We'll figure it out.
Actually,
I don't know which of those three that Travis would fit. I know which one of the three I would
know for a
fit
fact.
in.
Maybe we can do it like shifts or something.
Because that's how those substances. Sober, we could all trade shifts. Eulogized.
Yes.
What's Eulogized?
Eulogized is a show. So there's certain things I'm happy I created, but I don't even do anymore. Eulogized was a show where I would have comics come up and eulogize something, but it could even be like a concept.
Yeah, like
it
an
could
idea,
be a real person that died. It could be a future death. Like I always leave the option open to the artist, but yeah, basically it was just a fast-paced show where people were doing like eulogies for everything and anything. It was around Halloween, and it was really cool, and I was really happy with it.
It's fun,
But I guess you have to pick and choose your ideas, and like something like eulogized attracts less people than a title like stoned versus drunk versus sober. Everyone's like, I know what that is, and I'm going, and I'm it.
Or like the next one on the list, Fucked Up Show and Tell.
Fucked Up Show and Tell. Yeah, that was another show I really didn't do more than a couple times. But that was it was show and because I'm a preschool teacher, so it was like this is show and tell for fucking adults was the how we framed it.
That's what I was going to ask. Is like was this a concept you had after you started teaching preschool kids?
We don't even do show and tell. We don't like them talking very much. We don't do. They kind of naturally do show and tell. Just kids are bringing. We're less strict. We're a social and emotional school. Let's not go into my preschool.
Sure.
But
I mean, we know from
do
kids
love
in general that they definitely show and tell the flu.
Yeah. Mr. Rob, I'm sick.
Me too.
Oh, thanks for coughing into my mouth. Oh, I appreciate that. But yeah, it was basically like comics would come up with like here's a retainer from a hooker I once made out with, or something like that. It would just be messed up stuff, and well, that was an example I made up. But
I literally got a chill there. I was like, oh god,
oh no, she needs it back, but I don't want to give it up.
You call that a chill? I'm learning a lot from Chris.
I grew up in the South. It's different.
But it was kind of a show that like I was really happy to do, and I think that one's more so than like eulogize. Like I could see people being like, "Fucked Up Show and Tell." That sounds cool, but there's only so many hours in the day, and you give it all to Stone Drunk Sober, I guess. Yeah, that's what you end up doing.
Let's take one more break. We'll come back, and if you have the time, we'll do a quick goodbye, maybe a cheers, and then some plugs.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you.
Break the dust off the canvas and wait till we break like this.
This is great.
I love you guys.
And the night's new, what a feeling, what a nice mood. A bam, boom, rock, we're here to rock you. It's like, damn, what a vibe. Woo. I got my own.
Welcome back to the show, everybody.
Yay!
Hey.
This is segment 4. This is a Fantastic Four, not the Fan 4 stick. We do not say that. We do not say it like I just said it, and we'll never say it again.
It's like if they ever made sequels to The Matrix. It didn't happen.
Oh, thank God they didn't.
No one knows about that.
You know, that's the one thing that I actually took away that I really did enjoy from Ready Player One is the one joke that there was only 3 Indiana Jones movies, and that the blah blah blah. If you've never read that, don't.
Wow.
If anything, you can say of that author that he did definitely write a book.
Wow.
Technically, he did. Yes.
Yes, he did. And also, I didn't read it. I listened to it. It was Will Wheaton reading it out loud to me, so that's probably his fault. Anyway, so thank you. That's for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, of course. I take care of my own, dude. So you were still hanging out with Donnie, still hanging out with Kristen, still hanging out with Rob. Thank you, Tammy. Rob's going to have to leave here pretty soon. So let's go ahead and get to the nitty-gritty of the shots that we have in front of us.
This is my favorite part.
Yeah.
I know it's not supposed to be, but thank you so
Smelling
much.
the shot.
It's just
that what people do?
lemon vodka.
Just lemon vodka?
Yep.
Straight
Let
up
it
lemon
self
vodka.
Deep
let it
Eddy
air
lemon
out.
vodka. Yeah.
Vodka, my dangerous mistress. Yes.
Well, you can kiss her once in a while. Just don't tell anyone, right? Oh, shit. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. You want to give a cheers real quick to...
I'd love to. There's been a ton of fun, gentlemen.
Glad you
This
had fun.
is,
Yeah,
anytime
thanks,
you have somebody drop out, just let me know. Not that I imagine anyone ever drops out, but yeah,
Well,
I'm always around.
Man,
thank you for... I'm so glad you had a good time with us.
Oh, it was wonderful.
This is time for you to give... where can we find you online? We're going to... And
Yes,
this will come out very soon-ish. I'm
Yeah.
hoping to get it out by Wednesday. I'm actually flying away from the city on Sunday.
Away from here.
Ooh, everybody. Ooh.
Come fly with me.
But that means
This
my-
guy can fly.
you really should have led with that, man.
Yeah, sure. My real name is Jessica Jones.
Nice.
So I'm going to get it out as soon as I can, most likely by the beginning of next week or the middle of next week. So
Oh, cool.
where are you online and where are you going to be?
So online, you can find me at robgagningcomedy.com. But honestly, I update that like the day I have a show. I'll put that stuff on there. October 17th. You
I
can
think the
see.
most recent comments were from June.
Yeah.
This is my favorite update, though. It says your eyes are hazel and their weight is 200 pounds.
Yeah.
My
That
weight's
is-
200 pounds.
No, your hazel eyes are 200 pounds.
Yeah.
This is the same line.
Which is
Oh,
good.
eyes, hazel, weight 200 pounds. Yeah. Well,
Tim Burton made that Big Eyes movie about you, didn't he?
I gotta go beat myself.
It's a
for
good
putting that
heads
up
up
there.
because, right, you go to a show and you find out the guy has like blue eyes and you're like, I'm out of here.
I don't take kindly to blue-eyed folks.
Yeah.
That could tell you what kind of work I put on my website. I took my like audition resume. I was like, about audition resume. I'll just paste this. Everyone needs to know how much I weigh and what my eyes are. So yeah, like the more accurate would be Twitter. You can follow me at Rob Gagnons, and then
That's
I think
plurals, Gagnons.
Gagnons, yeah, with the S on the end. Thank you. And I think one of the more fun ways to follow what I'm doing would be to go on YouTube and check out Sandbox ATX. That's my. I have a weekly show every Tuesday at 9 o'clock. At the New Movement Theater on 7th and Lavaca in downtown Austin, Texas.
Cool.
Can we find you on YouTube Red?
Yes. You can't. Maybe you can. I don't know. I have YouTube Red is so new. Maybe I'm on there.
No
maybe
gotcha
I'm
questions, Donnie. We know this.
not.
I was young. I needed the money.
Everyone can have guns. No one can have guns. Vote gay. Don't vote gay. No, I don't know. YouTube Red maybe. But yeah. So I have a weekly show. It's a ton of fun. So Sandbox basically is like a show where I have my most talented friends that are like really good with stand up and improv.
Sure.
And sketch, and I have them do anything that they're afraid to have done.
Okay.
Like my sketch people that don't want to do a thing
I
because they're
love
like,
it.
this is kind of I don't know about this one. It's a little too weird. Or like a stand-up person like that is like, I've only done stand-up. I'm Mr. Stand-up. I'm Mrs. Stand-up. Whatever. And well, that's a great character
yeah,
right
that's-
there.
Apparently, John Travolta's going into stand up or something.
Dickory dickory dock.
The show starts at 9 o'clock. And he's reaching around his head and smoking a cigarette the cool way.
It's important. Yeah.
But this train's a fan of the show. That's good. So we basically we do that show every Tuesday at night. It's a ton of fun. But I make videos for it all the time, and you can see that at Sandbox ATX. And also just like, message me and I'll give you free tickets. I don't care. I'm not worried about money. I just want people that are like, I'm interested in you to come see the show.
You get that preschool money.
Yeah. I got that pre-K money. I'm throwing out goldfish like it's nothing. I don't care. Goldfish is the go-to snack, by the way.
Well, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. I really
guys,
do appreciate
thank you
it.
so much for having me. This has
Yeah, of
been a
course.
ton of fun.
Yeah. I'm glad you're able to hang out a little longer than you thought you were going to.
Yeah.
And I want you back on whenever you can, 3 weeks from now at least. So,
Anytime.
yeah.
Anytime.
Chris, thanks so much for helping us with the show and
As
hanging out with us.
always, thanks for having me.
Donnie, thanks for helping me co-host the show.
Thank you.
If you like the show, you want to know more about the show, you can go to podcast.com live. Drunkcastlive.com. That's drunkcastlive.com. We're at facebook.com/drunkcastlive. We're at drunkcastlive on Twitter. We're drunkcastpics on Instagram, which I guess I'm now updating. 412-440-7468. 412-440-7468. That's 412-440-SHOT. for legal representation, or you can leave a drunk dial if you like, or you can text if you like. Questions at drunkaslive.com.
Can I do that?
I didn't know you could text.
Anyone can do it. Yeah, you can text anytime if you have an idea, and we will share it. We will share it. And what we're looking right now is we need someone who can beat the current champion, who is...
As someone who's called the shot line, I accept your challenge.
Yes. I'm sure you can do the best.
You
gonna
can
be
probably
some-
do better than this guy.
Yeah, this particular guy that I'm going to have to edit because it took me a second to get to it. Where are you? Yeah, this guy. Oh, that's right. I've muted my laptop, so let's take a quick commercial break and do that again. Well, that's not going to work. So anyway, if you can do better than nothing at all, please call the number, put it in your phone as a drunk dial and do the thing, and then also go to iTunes and the Zune store until it's dead, and tell us if you like it or if you don't.
Please put it in your phone as your ex-girlfriend's name.
Yes.
We would love to share that.
But I'm Travis, and we love you so much, and we will see you next week.
Champion sound, you getting bucked down. Champion sound, you getting bucked down. Champion sound, you getting bucked down. We come to let you know what the deal is.
Now I know what you're saying. How can someone be a Christian in a comic? And to that I'd like to say, what do you get when you cross a blonde, a brunette, and a redhead? Well, heck, I don't know, but I sure hope it's Christian.